My name's Bejay. I am 19. I'm founder of a company called SuperTuck. I spend most of my time working in schools and youth clubs with young people. So SuperTuck is an enterprise program. It teaches young people how to set up and run their own tuck shops in the school playground as a way of contextualizing business studies. I started SuperTuck from frustration of not having my own kind of space to learn about business firsthand whilst at secondary school. And since then, I've kind of created a program with my other young contemporaries in mind. And I've spent the last few years going into secondary schools and working with young people. When we first started SuperTuck, we were promoting them in two distinct ways. The first one was doing assemblies and conferences. So a lot of times going and speaking to people at the mass, so the young people, the teachers, the people in education, and sharing a story and sharing what we do was a great way to reach out to people. But I could never really work my way around the whole room. So I'd use tools such as Twitter as a way to connect to people, have a conversation and keep it kind of continuing over a couple of days, couple of weeks, leading to us going to work at individual schools. Twitter just gives us credibility, really. So people who do your background searches on what your organisation is about and what you guys have done, what you guys are doing, what your tone of voice is. It's a great platform for us to kind of reach a wider audience without having to go down to every single school physically and kind of tell them what we do. Twitter is just a great place for people to see validation of what we're saying and what people have to say about us. Utilising Twitter is a great way to kind of keep our community growing, keep the conversation going and keep inspiring the young people who we meet so they can tell other young people and use them as kind of ambassadors for the work that we do. I'll suggest for them to use Twitter correctly. Every platform needs to be used, with the audience in mind. So the way someone would post on Facebook or post on Instagram and the way they'll kind of write a message out on Twitter will be very different. I wouldn't tell someone to solely think, oh, go on Twitter and promote what you do there and you're going to get customers. That doesn't work like that. But I would definitely say have Twitter as part of your wider strategy because that really is really important to, how far you can make your message be amplified. So Super Academy is an education company that I started recently. Our whole aim is to kind of amplify what we did at SuperTuck because we felt like it was quite constrained into just a school setting to now working with corporates, brands and young people outside in the communities. I'm quite interested in kind of answering these particular questions, such as where does a young person go on a weekend when they want to make money, unless it's working in retail or trying to rob someone. There's no avenue where me and my friends can go and earn some dosh, And also the flip side is where do you go to get inspiration and meet people in industry unless you have family members or you're just super connected. So I feel like with the Super Academy project and the campaign, because it's really a campaign, our whole ideals behind it, the founding team, is around kind of making it more accessible for people to go and have entrepreneurial activities on the weekends or setting up their first shops, or making it more accessible for people to go out and meet people in the industry. So an example of this is we're building a large-scale event next year in March in 2015, and we're taking 500 young people. Over the course of 2 days, they're going to split up in teams of 10, so 50 teams. They're going to take part in, before every session, panels and keynotes and meet people from industry, meet successful entrepreneurs. We're going to give anecdotal advice in different stages of setting up a business. And over the course of 2 days, whilst they're training, they're going to be answering a brief, which is to run their own retail business digitally and physically at the same time. So the digital business is going to be run for 24 hours and the physical business is going to be run for 6 hours. Functionality of Twitter, such as the retweet mechanism and the following mechanism, allows for a message to be amplified, and you can put a message out there and it can basically explode. Because if it's hot, it trends. Twitter has that kind of functionality. People can just retweet, follow and favorite. So yeah, that's so important to the Twitter platform. The fact that you can put a message out and people can hear about it across the world instantaneously. What Twitter did for me, so I couldn't have done without it, is give me access to people who weren't on my radar. So you can be having a conversation with someone in the States or someone in Japan or someone in Australia someone who's high level, who's been there, done that, and has just seen lots of people retweeting saying, oh, hey, you should get in touch with this person. And all of a sudden a conversation is opening. If you email that person, they're too busy and they have thousands of emails coming through, they're not gonna see it. But on social media, that's a different ballgame. You can actually catch someone's eye because it comes through instantly on their phone and they're like, oh, this is an interesting message, I'm gonna get back to this person. Building a business in the 21st century is quite fun, especially if you can utilize the tools that are accessible to us in decent ways and actually have a conversation with people, because then you build brand loyalty without having to kind of force feed people or buy my services. So yeah, my concluding thoughts are that it's super, super important to kind of get that right when utilizing the tools available to us.